Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Logan and I just got attached to my load here at the Decatur yard. And it's kind of a bittersweet moment for me because this will be my last tanker load for Prime, and pretty much probably my last tanker load in a long time. I've decided to fill out an application for another business. I'm not going to say what that is right now, but yeah, my application got accepted. So I'm going to be going to a different company. So this is my very last load with Prime. It is bittersweet for me because the only reason I'm leaving is for financial gain. You know, I want to be making more money than I am currently so that I can get out of debt a lot faster and get myself, you know, a good chunk of money for a down payment on a house. So I'm just not able to do that quick enough here. You know, I guess I could have gone back to reefer side, but if I'm going to do that, I might as well try for a company where I can make a lot more money. But anyways, this is my last load. I may or may not check in again on this load. So this should be pretty short, but I do want to check in with you once I finally get to my new place and get into a truck, because that's when it'll be real to me, is when I'm assigned a truck. And so I'm going to go ahead and get driving. There's bees trying to land on my windshield. I don't know why. But this will be my last time driving out of Decatur, at least as far as this place is concerned. So, bittersweet, but I'll talk more about that later. I'm going to get my day started. So, see you in the next clip. Hopefully you all can hear me okay. I am here at the truck stop waiting to get the call to go in to unload. I'm not due until 1900 hours. It's currently 11:54. I already left here and went and checked in early, so I'm already checked in, but they didn't have any room in their staging area, and I saw another Prime guy waiting, so I don't know if he unloaded last night and was just finishing up his 10-hour reset, or not his reset, but his 10-hour break, or if he was waiting also to unload. But, you know, I figure while I'm sitting here, I'll just check in. One thing I will say about the place that I'm going, I got my tickets, you know, set up for my flight there. I'll be leaving on the 8th around 2 p.m. and I should be getting into the place that I'm going around 8 p.m. and then shuttled over to my hotel room, and then the next day I go into orientation on the 9th of October. So I'm sure you're seeing this after that, and hopefully you're seeing that I got into this place, because that's what I want the last part of this to be. Hopefully I didn't get like sent home. They decided and changed their mind, because then I'm gonna have to either try and like get back in with Prime or find some other place. So cross your fingers for me, I guess, but it should be in the end of this whether I passed or failed type of a deal. I always worry. I'm such a worrywart. If you watched any number of my videos where, you know, I was doing my upgrade process, I was worried about that, and, you know, all the other stuff, I was just worried about it. You know, I worry. I can't help it. I want to do well and I want to succeed, and so I worry, you know. But yeah, I'll go ahead and check in with you when I'm actually unloading for the day. Right now I'm just gonna shut down and take a nap. Hopefully they call me in the next couple hours, but we'll see, because they're not going to call me until they can take the 48,000 pounds of oil I got back there. It is a place where I do the pump and stop. Here, at least on the food grade side, they said something like 78% of the time we're going to be doing the unloading, and that's definitely been the case. I more than that. There's maybe a handful of places I've been to where it's full service and they do it, and that's always nice too, because then I could just stretch out, you know, kind of relax, and I get a free hour to myself. So, but this place I've been to twice before, and I do the hookup, but you know, I could just chill. It's a pretty easygoing place. It's a pull through. Typically, you know, I guess there is a case where if there's someone there, you kind of got to do a back end. I have yet to have that experience at this place, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and check in with you in the next one. Alright, so I know this is really loud, but let me pull out a minute here. Alright, so I got everything hooked up. It's going, it's running, it's going across here. There are no leaks. This place is always like that. But anyways, I ended up having to back into this one. Normally this one you do a pull through from over there, but there was someone here unloading. So I had to end up doing a back through here, and made me feel better about my backing test for the next company. This is pretty bittersweet. My last tanker load and my last load with Prime. By the way, I don't think I ever mentioned this in my video, but some of you might wonder, well, how do you get your pump to work, right? So essentially we use the cruise control. I don't know if you can see right there. It's at 900. Maybe if I put it forward, you can see a little bit. See, 900 is, we can do it between 900 and 1,000, but they recommend 900, so that's what I always do. But what we do is we get everything hooked up, and then we go ahead and we hit this button here, PTO, pop it up, turn on the cruise control, and then we put it up to set it to 900 RPMs. Or if you want, you can go as high as 1,000. I think maybe it's even 1,100, but I don't fully remember because I usually keep it there if I can. And then you use the pump in the back, turn it on, make sure it's going the right way, and you're good to go. So one thing I do want to mention while I'm here, and I'm going to go back out and check. I just came in to like set my things up and get my hands clean. Is normally this place is a pull through. So you can't see, but this way, you come around a building, you pull through, and then you kind of straighten out, and then you back in just a little bit. Well, there's someone parked over there unloading, and so I've been told the last 2 times that if that happens, then I go down to the next drive and then back in. Well, I had never done that before here. So of course, my last load here would be exactly that, right? But actually, I'm glad it was. So I came in because I thought, well, I'll do a like kind of a U-turn and get my back tires here, and then I'll kind of be like that, and then, you know, but there's not really enough room in there. It was misleading to my eyes. So I ended up having to back down the street, go this way, and if you can see the cars there, I was on that side of those cars, and then I had to kind of like maneuver this way, you know, and I did it. Of course, I've done it a couple times at other places, but it just helped me feel better about what I always worry about, and that's a backing test anywhere. You know, and I've talked to my trainer about this. He's like, look, I trained you well. I wouldn't have got you off my truck and got you in your own truck if you weren't ready. So, and of course, I've been backing for the past 1.5 years. I just worry. I can't help it. I'm a worrywart. I want to do well, but now I'm just repeating myself. Anyways, I'm here unloading, and it's bittersweet. Like I've been saying, it is bittersweet, but once I'm done here, I'm headed to Springfield, Missouri. I got some business to attend to while I'm there. Sorry, this is like real boring, but it's a kind of a pretty day. I got business to attend to, then turn in the truck, and then tomorrow I am off to my new employer orientation, which is on the 9th. Okay, it is now October 11th, and I made it through my orientation, did my backing and all that, the test that we had. I'll go on over that in a minute, but it didn't feel real to me until, you know, I got in my truck. So today, at least I'm pretty sure it's the 11th. What the heck? Let me see. Yeah, it's the 11th. Man, it was just long days, but it was worth it. Like when you're just sitting there but you're not doing anything, it's different from like when you're driving and stuff, even though that makes you tired too. I just built up a tolerance, you know, I find my things to do. But anyways, for those of you who are wondering where I went to a place called K&B Transportation. They got these blue trucks. You've probably seen them around. They go to some of the same places that Prime does. So I know y'all have seen some of their trucks here and there. So that's where I'm at. What's really nice about this is there's like a guaranteed base pay every week, provided you know, meet the requirements. You don't turn down any loads, with the exception of you can turn down New York, and no one gets penalized for that. And you're not late due to your fault. You know, if you're late due to somebody else's fault, that's not on you. And you get that basic minimum paycheck of $1,600. Now, I'm sure that's before taxes and stuff. But still, you know, a guaranteed paycheck is really good. So you either get that if you don't get your 2,300 miles, because I also got hired at 70 cents a mile. That's the Road Warrior package deal, I guess. That's the ones that stay out the longest, they get paid the most. That's the one they're hiring for right now, and that's the one I wanted anyway. So I went from making 57 cents a mile on the tanker side at Prime to making 70 cents a mile here on the reefer side. So I'm back in the reefer department. I'm fine with that. I do miss tanker, but so far so good. What else can I say? I feel like I'm brain dead because I woke up early. They do a lot of night driving, so you know, I'm here parked, and I got here before everyone started loading up, and so I got the pick of the litter, really. It's not always going to be like that, but it's kind of like burning the midnight oil a bit, or at least starting so early that when you do park, it's like 2, 3 in the afternoon. In most places, you know, you're going to find enough parking. I'm here at a Love's. So, part of me is like, man, I can't believe I left Prime, you know, because there are things I like about it. Don't get me wrong. The main reason I left was just purely financial. You know, I know there's people making money there. Don't get me wrong. I know that, you know, I figured I'd be there a lot longer before I decided to leave. But, you know, I'm at an age and, you know, a financial situation where I just can't wait around for the big money at Prime. Because I know it's there. I know people are making it. And I'm really happy for them. And if you're one of them, awesome. You know, awesome. But right now, I'm going to do this. So far, so good. There's like cameras all over this thing. Okay, they have the same camera system in the front window that Prime does, only it's a little bit different. It does have an inward-facing camera, but they have it off. They said they'll never turn that on. It does have sideways cameras, so they shoot out, and they said the most they'll see of us is our knuckles, and they have the one that shoots down, right? And then I think I figured out how to... Nope, I didn't. Anyways, down here, I don't know if you can see. Let me see. Maybe I'll... Geez. Okay, you see that there? Right there. Okay. Those are on either side, and they're facing back. So all kinds of cameras to, you know, if someone's trying to fuck with me or whatever, or because that has happened already, someone trying to like claim I hit them and I didn't. Even the camera that we had, you know, at Prime proved that. So, but also if I fuck up big, they're gonna know it. You know, everyone's gonna know it. So, anyways, I'm pretty excited about this new journey, this new path in trucking. I really hope that the paychecks are as promised. I have no doubt they are, because when I was in orientation, it was our last day of orientation, and we had already seen what our trucks are. We already went through with a fine-tooth comb, wrote down what needs to be fixed and stuff, and so we were just sitting there chilling out, waiting to be told, okay, your truck's ready, here you go. A guy came in, right? He's like, oh, the orientation class, I was sitting right where you were 3 months ago. He's like, when I finished, I've been on that truck, now I'm going home, I got my ticket. He's like, man, they're going to run you, but you're going to make a lot of money. I'm like, well, that's good. And I looked up, and his like eyes are all bloodshot, bags under like dark and stuff, because, you know, it gets like that when you're out on the road. I've been out for 3 months before of my own choice when I was a lease operator. So the neat thing about this company, too, is if you live in the areas where they don't really go, like normally, because they have like, they're like Midwestern more. What they'll do is they'll bring you into their terminal, and then they buy you a ticket home, and then they buy you a ticket back. And if you're out 2 months, and that's what's required on the Road Warrior, you got to be out a minimum of 2 months, and I'll have 10 days off. I can have up to 20 days off, and I can stay out as long as I want, but I can never take more than 20 days off. However, if you are going to take more than 12 days, you have to move out of this truck, and then when they bring you back, they'll put you in a new one. But I think that's really cool. And they don't count your travel days. Like, let's say it takes you a day and a half, 2 days to fly, you know, out and in. Like, when you, like, the total travel time of going out to home and back is like up to 2 days or whatever. They don't count that as part of your time off because you're traveling. And that's really nice. I think this place is pretty generous. And they're paying you a lot, so they expect a lot. So I really got to up my game, and I'm really welcome for the challenge, and I'm really I'm really ready to like start getting those debts really paid down. I mean, paid down and got rid of, So here we go. I think I'm just going to end it here. I already know what my next load is too. And it's taken me from Colorado to Detroit. And I'm from like, the Flint area. I'm from Michigan. I don't live in Flint anymore, but that's the general area. And he said, hey, because they do a lot of like relays. We call them repowers and prime, but they do relays a lot apparently because they have a 99% on-time rating and they keep it. So if for some reason it's going late, they get someone on it, right? So he said, there's quite a few miles on here and stuff. So, do what you can, get as close as you can, and then we might relay it. That's okay. Like, we do that a lot. He says, but when I come back in on Monday, if you're still under it, because it's delivering Tuesday, if you're still under it and you look like you can make it, then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and send you home, not for a home time, just like a 10 hour. I'll take the 10 hour break at home so that I can go get stuff that I couldn't bring on the plane, like my winter clothes. Like, I couldn't bring all of my winter clothes. I couldn't, bring my winter jacket. There's some tools that I have. I wasn't about, that I use when I was in the reefer division. So I'm going to go ahead and, get that kind of stuff. So I'll have time to do that. I won't have time to visit anyone at home or anything like that. I'm thinking I'll probably be home in December. Haven't done all the figures yet. I'm too busy like trying to get all the new ways of doing things down. But, yeah, I think that's about it for now. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and put them down below. And as always, thank you so much for checking in on me. I know I'm not very interesting. I say that all the time. I'm just pretty, I'm pretty dry or whatever. And I don't really update a lot. I'm not a YouTuber. I just want to check in every now and then. And just want to let you know about my new path here. So maybe if I think about it tomorrow and there's a good shot and there's some sun, maybe I'll get a picture of like the truck and trailer and stuff like that, and put that up here. If not, then I'll put it in somewhere on the YouTubes somewhere. So anyways, thanks again. See y'all in the next one. One last thing, you see this guy parked there? He's not supposed to park there. I guarantee you there's at least one sign over here. He's parked next to another one where you can't see, and there's one further down where you can't see. Like, there's one back here, there's one like right there and there, and it says no parking on this side. This is the parking side. All he had to do was like pull in, kind of straighten out, but he's parked there. Now watch this. This guy can't get through. He's got to do this type of stuff, which makes me nervous, but he can do it. Okay, there he goes. But how inconvenient. That side is not parking. All he had to do was park. And he could have done whatever he needed to do. See the sign right there? No parking. See that? Silly.